Welcome to my individual cultural competency digital presentation. I am Wykena Griggs and I will be your storyteller today. Cultural awareness. Being a part of a dominant and subordinate group is important in understanding one's relationship with other people in their lives. Looking into what defines someone as dominant or subordinate is determined by how they feel about themselves and how they feel about others around them. Growing up in a middle class family would make me dominant over lower class families. My parents always instilled in us the values of respect so that there was never a fine line drawn when it came to the upper, middle, or lower class families. Having an associate's degree helped me get a position with DeKalb County Public Schools. If I did not have this degree, the job that I would have would not have been so easy to acquire. Women are oftentimes looked at as an oppressed group compared to their male counterparts. Because of this, women are not given the same jobs or equal pay as most men. Growing up in the suburbs helped me understand the importance of living things growing up as a child. I learned how to do inside and outside chores as well as learn how to drive at the age of 13. Parents in the inner cities teach their children just how to survive because it's so many things that go on in those type of places. Because of the associate's degree, I am only someone's employee. After graduating from Georgia State, I may be one day a part of the hiring process. Then there was an aha moment. Before doing this paper, the idea of being dominant over something else never crossed my mind. After doing the paper, I now understand and realize the importance of dominance and subordinates groups in the social work field. Being a social worker has been a dream of mine for some time now. Being a nurturer, caregiver, a person that has personal values that mirror social workers has helped me make this decision much easier. Conducting a self-analysis has helped me learn how to be a better person and how to become a great social worker one day. Positionality and multiple identities. Positionality is defined as knowing who you are in life compared to how others fit into your life according to Lum. Growing up, the positionality of my presence as a middle child was unique. Because of this, I often got lost in the shuffle of family life. As I got older, I started to love being a middle child because as my siblings got older, the focus then was on me. As a future social worker, learning about the positionality of clients and how they feel they fit in life is important in understanding how we can help our clients. Dilemmas in Americanization. Americanization is important in helping people adjust to how society wants us to be. A person who grows up in a different country might have their own beliefs, tradition, and customs that they may not want to part ways with to suit Americans. The dilemma in Americanizing all citizens is people losing their self-identity. Becoming a social worker, I can help others understand the importance of one's culture and try to bridge a gap between thinking and knowing why people are so different. Culture Awareness Inventory. There are very important women in African American history who have helped pave the way for so many other African American women today. My parents always instilled in us the importance of others, giving to those in need, and respecting where we come from. Being foster parents for 12 years helped all of us understand the importance of family. Some of the cultures we strongly believe in are eating as a family, prayer in God, and respecting our elders. These are cultural values that I instill in my children today. Internal and external intersectionality. There are many external intersectionalities that compile different factors in who I am as a person. My life story begins February 29, 1980 in Ticknell, Georgia. Ticknell is located about 120 miles east of Atlanta. My parents both grew up in the same town and later married. My mother has worked at the same job for 43 years, and my father just retired after 47 years of working. Internal intersections describe how a social worker internalizes one's own self-identity. Religion, family history, and social relations are key in helping understanding that someone's personal attributes go closely with how they will treat others and how others will treat them. Personal relationships are key in helping social workers build positive client relationships as well. Culture emergent experiences. In order to understand someone else's culture, you first have to immerse yourself in their beliefs, values, and traditions. My emergence included Greek culture, Seventh day Adventists, Latino American, and the transgender culture. For the sake of time, we will talk about Seventh day Adventists and the Greek culture. Seventh day Adventists is very similar to other religious groups. They closely relate to the Baptist religion. One of the biggest differences is that they observe their Sabbath day on Saturday, and I, as a Baptist, observe my Sabbath day on the Sunday. Some of the stereotypes of Seventh day Adventists are they are occult, Friday nights they stay inside like vampires, and they don't eat meat. The informant felt that her religion was no different than anyone else's and that she believes in the same God that we all serve. The Greek culture was very interesting because all I knew of them was what was portrayed on television. Some of the traditions they follow are enjoying dancing, pastries are very important, and the importance of marriage. One thing I thought was interesting that women who are married wear flowers on the right side of the head, and women who are not wear flowers on the left side of the head with their family celebrations. Skill development. Research has shown that social workers bridge the gap between society and the politics of social issues and policies. The National Association of Social Work standards are important for social workers and the standards that they must uphold. Currently attending Georgia State University allowed me to understand how to become competent in understanding different cultures and groups, becoming a competent social worker, and how to help those in oppressed and discriminated groups. Social Action Plan. Standard 1 Ethics and Values is defined as one having moral principles. A social worker has personal ethics and values that will help them give the best quality service to their clients. Ethics and values are essential in being a competent social worker. Standard 2 Self-awareness. As a social worker, having a client trust that they are working with is very important. Self-awareness of a social worker enables the professional to be able to relate to others unlike themselves. Standard 3 Cross-cultural knowledge. As a social worker, you have to respect others for their culture. Coming from a military background allow many different experiences with different communities, languages, and beliefs. Standard 4 Cross-cultural skills. The cross-cultural skills learned in a social worker's education and training teaches about how to be empathetic to one's situation. There are many homeless people in the metro Atlanta area. Before this class, I would never give anything to someone holding a sign. Those times has changed. Standard 5 Service delivery education. There are many times on the jobs when you encounter, hey, do you know how to handle this? Even on the jobs we possess before we acquire our degrees. Fortunately, learning how to become a social worker is helping us prepare for the real world. After gaining knowledge of education, healthcare, and other services offered to those in need is based on service delivery working with different agencies in the community will allow social workers to help their clients in getting any help that they may improve their quality of life. Standard 6 Empowerment and advocacy. Helping those that are afraid to voice their anger and frustration is important in letting those people know there is someone willing to listen. Advocates fight for those who may not know how to fight for justice, peace, and respect others. Standard 7 Diverse workforce. Working to promote other social workers is key in growing the social work profession. As a professional social worker, it is our goal to expand diversity with a wide range of diverse populations to help accommodate every citizen. Professional education, Standard 8. Education is needed to ensure that every social worker is knowledgeable when it comes to their job. Acquiring an associate's degree in the social work field has helped in ensuring that the education one will receive while attending Georgia State will improve the education and allow competent work in the field someday. Standard 9, language diversity. Learning with a different language or getting better acquainted with a different language will help social workers become masters at their profession. Standard 10, cross-cultural leadership. Oppression and discrimination of others is a real thing in today's society. As a social worker, the plan is to continue to educate others. Pre- and post-test scores. In my pre-test, there were similarities in scorings and a perception on cultural competency. A raw score of 102 was closely followed by a raw score of 122 in the post-test essay. Lecture, resources, and in-class discussions aided in the education on how to become involved with helping oppressed groups. A post test of a raw score of a 310 on the post test definitely reflected the social work practice a social worker would need to be successful in the field. An initial score of 189 showed the lack of knowledge when the semester started.